Hello and welcome. You've probably heard the saying, health is wealth, a million times. But what does that really mean? It's literally the foundation our entire lives are built on. So today, we're going to dig in and figure out what it takes to protect this, our ultimate treasure. Let's get started. If you just take a quick glance at the health headlines in India lately, it tells a pretty stark story. More than 100 million people are diabetic. Air pollution is a public health emergency. And listen, these aren't just statistics on a screen. They represent millions and millions of lives being affected. This is a massive wake-up call for every single one of us. All right, so what's on the menu today? Here's our game plan. First, we're going to talk about what healthy really means. It's more than you think. Then we'll get into the two main types of diseases we face. After that, we'll look at our body's amazing built-in defense system. And we'll wrap up with maybe the most powerful idea of all, why prevention is everything. So, let's kick things off with a really big question. When I say the word healthy, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of us, it's just, not being sick, right? But as you're about to see, that's just a tiny, tiny piece of the puzzle. Well, the World Health Organization, the WHO, gives us a much bigger, much better definition. Take a look at the keywords here: complete physical, mental, and social well-being. See how that shifts things? It's not just about not having a disease, it's about actively having a state of wellness. And this image, it really brings that idea to life. Think of true health like a three-legged stool. You've got your physical health, of course, but you also need mental well-being, feeling positive, resilient. And you need social well-being, strong, supportive connections with others. If any one of those legs is shaky, the whole thing starts to wobble.
Okay, so we know what health is, but what are the things that actually challenge it? What stands in our way? Generally speaking, all the challenges fall into two major categories of disease. Let's break them down.
First things first, we got to talk about the invaders, pathogens. These are the microscopic troublemakers. We're talking bacteria, viruses, fungi, you name it. And they're responsible for a ton of illnesses. Just think of them as tiny little organisms that get in and mess with how our body's supposed to work. And this leads us to a really, really important distinction between two types of diseases. On one side, you have communicable diseases. These are the ones that can spread from one person to another, and they're usually caused by those pathogens we just met. On the other side, you have non-communicable diseases. You can't catch these from someone. They're often linked to things like our genetics, our lifestyle, and our environment.
Let's look at this table for a second. It makes it super clear. So in the communicable corner, you've got things we all know, like the common cold, dengue, COVID-19, all caused by those pathogens. And in the non-communicable corner, you've got conditions like diabetes, asthma, and cancer. See the difference? These are tied more to our habits and surroundings. Right. So if these communicable diseases are the ones that can spread, well, how do they do it? How do they get from one person to another? Well, these little pathogens are pretty sneaky travelers. They can float through the air when someone sneezes, they can pass through direct contact like a handshake, or they can just hang out on surfaces waiting for someone to touch them. Some even have their own little delivery service like mosquitoes. We call them vectors. They're living carriers that just pick up a pathogen from one person and drop it off with another. Okay, now we spend a lot of time worrying about catching a cold, right? But check out this number. It is absolutely staggering. More than 60% of deaths in India today are caused by those non-communicable lifestyle diseases. This is a huge, huge shift, and it's happening because of changes in our diet, how we live in cities, and just not moving as much. It tells us we need to focus on our daily habits just as much as we focus on avoiding germs. But hey, it's not all bad news. Not at all. Our bodies are actually built to fight back. And this brings us to the really cool science of how our bodies defend themselves. And we call that amazing ability immunity. Think of it like your body's own personal security team, working 24/7. This immune system is always on patrol, looking for threats like those pathogens and taking them out. It is an incredible piece of natural engineering. But what if we could give that security team a little extra training? Well, that's the whole idea behind vaccines. And that story starts right here, more than 200 years ago, with a doctor in England named Edward Jenner, and a very simple observation he made about milkmaids and their cows. See, Jenner didn't just guess. He used a very clear logical process. First, he just observed something.
The milkmaids who got this mild disease called cowpox never seemed to get the deadly smallpox. Second, he made a hypothesis, an educated guess. Maybe getting cowpox protected them. Third, he did a pretty brave experiment to test his idea. And fourth, well, he got results that changed the world. And the results of all that? Well, just look at this graph. Jenner's discovery, vaccination, led to one of the biggest wins in the history of medicine. Smallpox was completely wiped off the face of the earth. It just goes to show you the incredible power we have when we train our immune system. And that incredible story brings us to our last and, I think, most important part of our discussion today. Because no matter how amazing modern medicine is, the best possible strategy is always to not get sick in the first place. I'm sure you've all heard this one before, right? But it is so, so true. It is so much easier and so much more effective to take small steps every day to stay healthy than it is to try and fix the problem after the damage is already done. So what does this prevention actually look like day to day? Well, it's not some big, complicated secret. It's a bunch of simple but really powerful habits. Eating good, balanced food, moving your body, getting enough sleep, basic hygiene like washing your hands. And yeah, in our modern world, it's also about managing screen time and finding ways to deal with stress. No single one of these is a magic bullet, but when you do them together, they build a powerful shield. And I really want to focus in on two of the biggest game changers here: what you eat and how much you move. Every time you choose a nutritious meal over processed junk food, you're making a vote for your health. Every time you choose to get up and be active instead of sitting on the couch, that's another vote for your health. These simple choices are incredibly powerful. Okay, one last but super important point about prevention. It's about using our medicines wisely. You have to remember this. Antibiotics are amazing weapons against bacteria, but they do absolutely nothing against viruses, like the one that causes the common cold. Using them when you don't need them actually makes germs stronger, which is a huge problem for everyone. So please, only take them when a doctor tells you to. So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a question to think about. Look, this isn't about becoming perfect overnight. It's about starting somewhere. After everything we've talked about today, what is the one single healthy choice you can make today? Because that one small step, that could be the start of your journey to owning life's greatest treasure.